All right, hey guys, I was planning on reacting to this Kai Cenat Ty Leal essay drama with all those allegations and stuff, but honestly, I just figured I watched the final episode of My Hero Academia today, and honestly, I'd rather react to this just because it is pretty heartfelt, man. My Hero Academia has been out for a while. I'm just gonna be completely honest with y'all. I didn't really season 4 was my favorite season. I felt like it fell off during season 5 and season 6, but I really love what they've done with the return of season 7 and season 8, and I do think that My Hero Academia will go down in history, and I do think it deserves the title of peak series. I do think it's peak. Season 7 and season 8 are definitely peak.
Copyrighted image, copyrighted images, copyrighted image, full-blown leaked summary of the final episode of My Hero Academia that is set to come out tomorrow, but it doesn't just stop there. We also have people complaining about the final episode before it even airs tomorrow, and I'm gonna just get right in front of this real quick and just play defense. First off, if you have been watching My Hero Academia's final season, there's no way you have not seen the absolute disastrous state of One Punch Man Season 3 and how
Yeah,
bad
yeah,
it
yeah.
really can be when you can.
Bro, I'm so angry, bro. They literally butchered One Punch Man. It's actually so disappointing, man. One Punch Man episode 8 was decent, but I think they skipped content and they ended up messing up Child Emperor's like backstory or something. Like they cut content. They used a retconned version of One Punch Man, bro. I don't know what's up with the animation studio, man. Like I don't know what they're doing.
Compare the manga to the anime. And so when I take a hard look at this, it's like, dude, accept your 9 out of 10 final season. Just accept your 9 out of 10 because it has been
Yeah,
a fantastic final season of My Hero
it
Academia.
has.
People
Yeah.
that are outright haters of My Hero Academia have come out of the woodworks to say the final season is great. People that have dropped My Hero Academia
Okay.
and has been just basically
That was me. I dropped My Hero Academia and then I binged watched season 7 and then season 8 was also peak. I literally gave up on it past a certain point.
done with it for years has come back to the series because the final season has
That's me.
been so good and also the meaning behind the entire situation. And I'm
Yep.
just like, dude, holy crap, chill. Just chill. Just can we have one episode, especially the final episode, okay, where we are like, you know what, let's celebrate the finale. Let's be happy the series happened. Let's be happy that it got a conclusion.
Yeah, I'm honestly really glad. I think they showed adult Deku and everything. It's honestly it's great. Um One thing I will say is I feel like maybe this is a personal thing for me, but I just personally don't like these types of like endings. Like I get it, it's a happy ending, but it just feels like I don't know. There's just it feels like there's something missing, but maybe that's just me. Um, I don't know.
And it went out in a legendary way that isn't a sad whimper that is poorly animated. Because My Hero Academia's final season has been anything but poorly animated. It has been great from the beginning to the
Yeah,
very end. And
yeah.
I'm just gonna say, this is just absolutely crazy, the drama that this has been causing. But anyways, I don't want to just focus on this. I more or less just want to talk about the community's reaction to the finale upon us, my personal reaction to the finale upon us, but also My Hero Academia as a whole, and where we're going next once the finale airs tomorrow. So first off, let's just get right into this. So we have literally less than 24 hours until the finale officially airs for the entire world to finally see. And it will mark an end to a 11-year journey if we're counting, for instance, the date of the manga when it started back in July of 2014. My channel was relatively
I can't believe it's ending. I can't believe it's ending, man.
young at that time. It was less than a year old when My Hero Academia came out, and
Wait, what the? Oh, shoot. Yeah, Chibi Reviews, he's been here for like a while, man.
the fact that, you know, it has been that long, it marks a massive milestone, not just for the series, but for me as an individual, because I have been actively following this series as basically as long as my channel has been around. And the fact that the series is coming to an end tomorrow in anime form.
Honestly, Chibi Reviews, he's starting to get his come up. Like obviously I watch his videos and I've seen a few of his posts and he's just been thanking his audience. You know, he's experiencing massive growth and honestly he deserves it. I think he might be able to surpass Giga, honestly.
It legitimately hits me pretty hard. And I think it's going to take weeks for me to really reflect and think about just how a big part of my life is officially gone. It's going to be gone. There's not going to be any new content unless there's some form of shadow announcement tomorrow. But judging by all the leaks that's been coming out, for instance, all the copyrighted images, I'm going to assume that there is no announcement for a follow-up. For instance, like a special movie or anything like that. We'll get into that in a moment. But the point is that My Hero Academia is coming to an end, and it
Yeah.
is going to be a very sad day, and it's going to be an interesting day because you're going to have a lot of variety of things that's definitely going to happen tomorrow. First off,
I feel like the episode for me, it seems like it released earlier than I'd expect. Usually for my time it would release like 11 a.m., but I watched it like 8 a.m. today. Um yeah, that's interesting. And I feel like I haven't seen enough people talking about the ending of like My Hero Academia. Like I just feel like I'm not getting as much like, YouTube algorithmic pull about My Hero Academia content. I don't know why that is. For Gachi Akuta though, I always get like a bunch of Gachi Akuta shorts and a bunch of Gachi Akuta videos, but especially Gachi Akuta shorts. It's interesting.
you're going to have those that are going to be happy to see the conclusion of a series they love so much and that, they're going to be satisfied. You're going to have those that are going to be mixed. They're not going to be completely satisfied, but they're going to be like, whatever. You're going to have those that absolutely hate My Hero Academia, and no matter what happens, no matter how good it is or whatever, they're going to hate it, and they're going to absolutely dumpster on this episode in every single way they possibly can. They're going to either meme on
Yeah.
Deku saying, he's a McDonald's employee. You're going to have people saying he's no longer a hero. Everybody left him behind or forgot about him. You're going to have the shipping community that's just going to go outright bonkers tomorrow because they've already done it in the last week, going out of their way to really be upset that Ochako and Deku is officially a thing. That it's
Yeah,
very
bro.
clear there's
The My Hero Academia community is crazy, and I don't know why like the Rainbow community hooked on to My Hero Academia specifically. I don't know like what it was about this anime. Cause with anime like Chainsaw Man and Jujutsu Kaisen and freaking Demon Slayer, we chilling, bro. Solo leveling, we chilling, bro.
romantic energy and sparks between them. They have been losing their mind this entire last week, and I expect that to get even worse in the upcoming days as the finale finally drops. Because I'm just gonna say this right now. If there
I'm gonna be honest, even to entertain like the Rainbow community and their ships, it's like Deku didn't really need to end up with anybody specifically because throughout the story there wasn't really like that much romance to begin with. It's a battle shonen, like there doesn't actually even need to be any like relationships unless you show them as like, grown married adults, which they didn't really do. They just kind of showed them as young adults, not grown ass adults. So there doesn't even really need to be a ship. I don't see why people are mad.
is one thing I have learned about manga, especially shonen manga, when it comes to an end, the shipping discussion just gets
Now, if we talked about a series like Attack on Titan, that would make a lot more sense because Mikasa actually liked Eren for a long time, and Eren actually kind of secretly liked Mikasa too, right? It would make more sense to ship for like, shows like Attack on Titan. Heck, even Death Note with actually nah. I was gonna say Light and Misa, but nah. Light was evil.
toxic. It's always toxic from the very beginning, but My Hero Academia shipping community has really been toxic for many, many years, way over a decade. And I feel like once the finale drops and there's no arguing on who is going to be with who, the anime onlys are going to be able to see that. Get ready for some massive copium, massive hatred,
Yeah,
people slinging death threats to Horikoshi, people burning their manga, saying the anime is the worst, it's a 1 out of 10 because Deku doesn't end up with Bakugo or something, and I'm just...
yeah.
It's going to be something. It's going to be an absolute shit show when it comes to that. But the point is there's going to be a lot of reactions for tomorrow's episode, and I'm honestly more or less, I'm looking forward to not just what the community thinks about My Hero Academia, but also just how a big part of my life will have finally a conclusion. It
Yeah.
is a series that honestly I owe a lot of respect to. Without My Hero Academia, I don't think my
Oh, with this, bro, guys, I've always been like, is Black Clover or is My Hero Academia better? But with this ending, I can finally say My Hero Academia is better than Black Clover, and it's not even close, bro. Season 7 and season 8 of My Hero Academia was so freaking peak, it's not even close anymore, man. I haven't read the Black Clover manga. If the anime comes back and it ends up somehow competing with My Hero Academia, maybe I'll change my mind. But as of right now, My Hero Academia over Black Clover any day, especially due to like season 4, bro. Overhaul was my favorite villain. My favorite villain in the series, bro. I loved Overhaul, man. I love that arc. Beautiful.
Channel would be the same. Like, I reviewed so many chapters, hundreds upon hundreds of chapters. I made so many discussion videos of the series,
Hmm.
Fury
Yeah.
videos, random news videos talking about Horikoshi as an individual, his previous works, and what potentially is coming next to
And people always get this feeling, man. When you finish a new anime, okay, when you finish an anime in general, it just hurts, man. It just hurts. I don't know how to explain it, bro.
drama and all that. I have had so many
The best thing to do when you finish an anime and you feel like that post anime finishing like pain, the best thing to do is to just hop onto a new anime, bro. Just start watching a new anime, distract yourself, man.
videos just dedicated to My Hero Academia, and I've been just making so much content on this for so long, it's going to be weird to know I'm not going to really be able to talk about this series as consistently as I once did, because it will
Well, hey, you can hop on to Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo. I know that's getting some new chapters.
officially be over. Now, with that being said, I do want to say that I don't think this is truly completely the end of My Hero Academia. And the reason why I think
Hmm.
that
What do you
is
mean?
because it is a massive property. It's an absolutely huge product. And I
Hmm.
feel like even if Horikoshi wants to move away from My Hero Academia, I feel like someone else is probably going to pick up the series and continue it in some shape or form. And if you don't know what I mean, there's often times where like an author will be done with their work, like they don't want to continue it or whatever, and they want to work on, let's say, a new manga or whatever, and they just give over the rights to someone else, another writer, and then they more or less become someone that's like yes or no if they like the decision making for where the story goes. And I could definitely see that happening to My Hero Academia, to where it gets a continuation, but Horikoshi more or less becomes a supervisor instead of a direct writer for the series. That's what I think eventually is going to happen, because the world of My Hero Academia, there is a lot that can still be explored. I mean, the whole singularity stuff that was hinted at for hundreds of chapters that can really be explored for the future generations within the My Hero Academia verse, to even segueing into a sci-fi story. Because let's just hear me out.
I don't see it, man. I mean, the story's ended. Like we're good where we are, man. Like there's nothing to drag out. This isn't gonna be like Boruto, like unless with Boruto we had the Otsutsuki, and I'm pretty sure Kishimoto was already setting up by the end of Naruto. We had that what was her name? Kagura? Like he was already setting up Boruto. My Hero Academia, it's done. There's nothing else to do. The villains are gone. Like the villains are gone. There's nothing to worry about anymore. It's a normal story. I, it can't be dragged out. I don't see it. I don't see it.
This one real quick, okay? I mean, would it be really surprising if like there was a continuation of some kind of like sci-fi? I mean, you have advanced technology within the verse, you have
But like it would feel like an ass pull. It would feel like bullshit. Like if let me think. Even something like maybe like there's just certain series where it's like I don't think you can really continue it, and I think My Hero Academia is one of them. Like if when One Piece ends, for example, I don't think there's gonna be some stupid two piece like it feels like it's already complete. I don't see it going anywhere.
buildings floating in the sky, these massive rocket-powered buildings
Excuse me.
being floating up in the air with the help of quarks and stuff, quarks that can teleport, black holes, etc. When you factor all this stuff in, it really is
Like Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo makes sense. And that's because what's the author's name? For Gege Akutami. Modulo makes sense because Akutami ruined Jujutsu Kaisen's ending. He literally ruined it. No Heian era flashback, everything ruined. So that's why I like how he's actually continuing it with Modulo. And hopefully he can actually fix all the BS and just fix everything that he kind of left out of the main story before he ruined it. So Jujutsu Kaisen, it makes sense why that's getting a sequel, right?
isn't an impossibility that you couldn't have a sci-fi continuation. And when you look at just like how
I'll be honest, it's not impossible. He might have a point, but me personally, just in my opinion, I'm not seeing it.
what's in and what's trending right now for manga, demons and sci-fi are the in right now. That's what a lot of people want to read. There's a
Yeah,
reason
I get
why
okay.
JJK kind of shifted into more of a sci-fi aesthetic as of late, because people want sci-fi, but they also want maybe
Oh,
some supernatural slash demon type stuff. And so having My Hero Academia shift into a sci-fi like story, I think would be a nice progression of it, because it would make sense. It would not have any growing pains because the technology has been there since the very beginning. It's not something that would come out of left field. Now, if it turns out to be good or not, that's just up to us seeing. I mean, we don't know if it'll be good or not. It just depends on the writer. But I do think that My Hero Academia has a lot of avenues it can explore. Not every single door is closed. And I think that in the future we will see something, but it
okay.
depends on really how long it will take to actually get something like
You know what? Something will probably happen. All these authors want to make a bunch of money. Let's be for real.
that. Now, with all that being said, there is a few things I do want to say, which I've been holding back on. Tomorrow is the finale, obviously, which I've already mentioned a few times. I have
Yeah.
neglected to talk about the content of the episode. And the reason for that is because I'm saving my overall thoughts of the story and the development, the conclusion of these characters for tomorrow. Because I want to talk about it within the episode review, the finale. And so I'm
Oh, so he's probably gonna post another video today.
going to be doing
Okay.
that tomorrow. So look forward to that one. But I will say one thing. I do think that there is so much hatred that My Hero Academia's ending gets that is unwarranted, and I feel like I'm
Definitely unwarranted. Honestly, the ending it was half decent. It was a decentish. Uh it feels like the normal default ending, they're moving into a peaceful world, like it's a good ending, but it doesn't feel unique. And that's why I just wouldn't say it's like some super great ending, but it is good. It's decent, it's good. Like it's a normal ending. There's no issue with it.
want to take a few moments to talk about that. I want to re-mention this in tomorrow's video, but I feel like this is
I guess for me personally, I like an ending that has some type of like climax in a way, or has like it shows something. Like think of Death Note, guys. Like Death Note is the best way I can explain it. The final episode, right? The final anime episode of Death Note, Light Yagami died. That was beautiful. Light was my favorite character, and I didn't want him to die, but I think that was a good ending, and it really shows and hones in how the Death Note corrupted him. Death Note's final episode, I love that. 10 out of 10 episode, and that would be episode 37. That's the final episode of Death Note. So episode 37, 10 out of 10, peak.
important. I feel like My Hero Academia's ending gets a lot more hate than it
Because the final episode, it did something substantial for the story. Light died.
deserves. I don't think it's a perfect ending. I'm not saying it is, but the fact that there's a lot of people that instantly think Deku became like a fast food worker or a McDonald's employee, I'm just like, that's not what happened. He became a teacher,
Yo!
and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, he literally became a teacher to help the next generation, let them know what's going on, be
Are people really clowning him and comparing him to a freaking McDonald's worker, though? Come on, y'all mean as shit, bro. Y'all niggas mean.
an actual leader for people, and then at the end he gets literally technology to help him become a hero once again. It's not like he became someone that's not a hero and not able to do anything. He's on the front lines once again, and I just, a lot of people seem to neglect that and don't mention that. Like I said, I don't think the ending's perfect, but it's definitely not something that's bad. I feel like, I know this is bad to make a comparison. I know people don't like this, but I feel around the same time when My Hero ended, JJK ended, I feel like JJK's ending was just much worse. Now,
Oh,
yes,
well, it was much, much worse. Jujutsu Kaisen's ending was downright horrible.
I'm talking about the original JJK ending. I'm not talking about the additional pages and chapters that were added. I'm not talking about the new sequel continuation of JJK. I'm strictly talking about the original ending of the manga that we got. It was not good. And I feel like the backlash that My Hero Academia got
I don't get how this works. I get it, Gege Akutami. You're tired, your back is sore from carrying this beautiful, tremendous series. And Jujutsu Kaisen was my favorite anime at one point. But how are you so good at writing like an anime, and you wrote so many manga chapters and just episodes overall, those were peak, but you can't just like stick the landing? How come the ending is trash, but literally the entire rest of the series is peak 10 out of 10 work? Beautiful story writing, everything. Potentially even better writing than Chainsaw Man. But somehow you just can't make a good ending? Like, what happened, man?
Was much worse than what JJK got, which is weird because the ending of JJK was very unsatisfying for me, and I think a lot of people had a lot of unsatisfying feelings towards the
Yeah,
series thanks to that. But
yeah.
regardless, the point of the matter here is it's ending tomorrow. Expect a video on it, and I'm probably going to try to hold back some tears. I might cry tomorrow, so get ready for that one. You might get to see me be a big
Damn.
baby and cry and all that
All
with me
right.
recording myself because I've been following the series for so long, and to see it come to an end is going
Nah, bro. You gonna record yourself crying though? That's real though. That's real.
to be painful. But okay, guys, I love
Well, all right. Yeah, My Hero Academia's ending, guys. Pretty sad stuff.